It's time for our super duper intro.
I don't have one.
Well, neither do I. That's why this is it.
Okay, yeah, no, that's one of our best intros ever. I love that intro.
Welcome, kids, to another misadventure with the Bias Boys on Bitch I Ain't Scared. And this week, we're doing something we've never done before. We're gonna get totally shit-faced, and then we're just gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I hope that this experiment works because I don't know, it really depends. I'm in a good mood right now, so I don't see myself acting crazy. But
I hope not.
For just a little bit of preview, when I get drunk, I do get happy.
Yeah.
I talk more.
Yeah.
That's one thing. And then just depending on the topic, I can get very passionate. So just again, like, it really depends what we talk about today, because if it's something that I'm very like, this is how it, like, I'll either get loud or just very thorough, but I don't get angry. Passionate to me, I think, is just me being really into the conversation.
Okay.
So that's me when I'm drunk.
I'm pretty much the same.
Okay.
I'm a dick through and through. So we're gonna go watch a little something something, and then next time you hear from us in the next 10 seconds in your time, we might be on a different wavelength.
Yeah, so we'll see. We're gonna talk about some random stuff, maybe about the movie we're gonna watch, and then go from there. So anything goes. You ready, Nate?
Anything goes. Ready? 3,
Ready.
2, 1. What am I?
You like change color with heat. It's a mood ring.
Welcome back, guys.
Oh, we're on. Okay.
Yeah, we're on.
We're on. Okay, yay.
Sorry. It was just the greatest thing that you said to me right now.
It was. I know, probably nobody's... That is like some serious gold. Like, I don't think I've probably seen that done so many times that I've never thought of that.
I mean, you never smacked a guy's ass, Rob, in the heat of the moment? Little handprint?
Who did that?
I don't know. Lots of people.
I know.
Shit. Granted, I mean, it depends on whose ass you're slapping. When I slap my boyfriend's ass, nothing happens. I mean, like, it doesn't really change color.
That's still pretty cool, though. Yeah, that was a nice line. Thank you for the acknowledgement.
No problem.
All right, so it's been, what, 2-3 hours of drinking?
I mean, not really.
Well,
For the record, I'm not feeling it.
It didn't affect you.
It did. I mean, in the beginning, I would say it was like a quick ooh, and then just dove back down. I don't know why.
I don't
know why.
Oh, well, see, okay, so I was gonna say something that might
What? Say
nothing.
It,
No, I was gonna
Go
say
ahead.
anything.
You already said I was an alcoholic.
Nothing.
Let's air my dirty laundry.
No, all I'm saying is that
What?
I don't drink as much. So
I don't
see. That's why I didn't want to say it. That's why I didn't want to say it.
You think I'm just always out on the town?
No, that
just
I didn't.
flaunting myself.
I
to the
didn't
world?
mean. That's why I didn't want to say it. I'm just saying it hits
God.
me a little bit.
Our levels are so high right now.
I know it is. Sorry. Turn
It's fine.
your volume down. I'm sorry.
I'll fix it.
I just no, but I'm just saying I don't. So it hits me when I do.
I know.
So I'm on my third like big cup.
I'm just saying, like, at the Stranger Things party,
Yeah.
man, I was good. I was so good. And it wasn't like, oh, I didn't eat and I was all... No, I had enough food that day, so I wasn't just on alcohol. I was nice and balanced. And today I've eaten...
I've actually been nice and balanced. Like, I should be more messed up than I am right now, but I'm still in a place where this is going to be an interesting episode. That's where I'm at right now.
I mean, I'll be my usual charming self.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Well, so my goal in my tipsy drunken state I want to get Nate to laugh like more than the ha. Like I want to hear more than ha.
What are you talking about?
Go back, because when you laugh, it's just like ha.
I don't just laugh.
Which is fine. I'm just saying, I'm trying to get you at that like.
What are you talking about? I just laughed my ass off.
Oh, that was on the record? I didn't know you hit record.
Right now?
No, like before when you were laughing. I didn't know that was on. I didn't know we were on.
You'll hear the episode, Rob.
Okay. Anyways, so here's the thing. We're going to bring up some topics and news and things that we have maybe previously brought up in past episodes, plus some new shit. But there are things that we've mentioned and it's kind of been swept under the rug. I dug back and picked some new stuff. And we're going to talk about that. But first, let's tell everyone what movie we decided to finally watch. There is the number one.
So we started with what was
Darkness
it called?
Rising.
Darkness Rising.
We mentioned this last week
that was
on
like
our Netflix episode.
News fest, man.
Well, for the evening, we wanted something more exciting.
I
think
something.
Yeah.
Like Jesus, that opening, nada.
So you didn't like it.
Womp.
I'll probably finish it at some point. But yeah, it
what you gotta do.
wasn't best for the evening. So I agree. I would have
Yeah.
asked to change it too.
I wanted us to watch something that neither of us had seen, but it was just boring. And then I took like a year going through a list of movies that neither of us had seen, and then we settled on Happy Death Day, which Rob had already seen.
But I love it, so I'll watch it again.
If you had previously watched our Instagram stories, I definitely guessed who the killer was.
No evidence whatsoever. You just kind of was
It
like,
was just
whatever.
Seriously, I watched that trailer and I was like,
Okay, so whoa,
so weird.
So before we
That's
go
why I don't
on,
watch fucking trailers.
so before we go on, are we doing spoilers?
I mean, I did a spoiler. Well, I said spoiler alert on the story.
You did, but are we doing spoilers right now?
I mean, we're drunk. Well, you're drunk. I'm probably drunk. I just don't feel like I am.
I can probably contain myself. Do you not want to do spoilers?
Fuck it.
Fuck
we
it.
do spoilers.
We're doing
anyway
spoilers
all the time.
Okay, so when I watched the trailer, I called Carter.
Oh,
I had
why,
no
though?
reason. Well, because he was just present the
I mean, he
whole
was
time.
present, but he didn't know her at all.
No, he didn't. But that's the thing. It's just like, to me, it's always somebody that you least expect and who's around all the time. And from the trailer, I picked Carter. They didn't really show the roommate as much
They
in the
did
trailer.
not, but
so
I mean,
wouldn't have.
It was
even
just
thought.
something where I was like, "That's her roommate, and she knows it's her birthday," and I was like, "She's just." There
I
was
get it.
something, and once we started watching the movie, I was like, "She's the only bitch that can get into the room." Okay.
I get it. No,
You
I
know?
totally get it. So here, this is more fresh in your head. Tell me what you thought. Good or bad? What's your initial thought? Like, did you
Of
like
the film?
It? Yeah, the film.
Overall,
Just,
it was
yeah,
great.
just-
It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
It was still like a horror movie. It still had some horror elements, so it was great.
So I'm really glad you said that, because this is a horror comedy, and
Yeah.
most of the time they're looked at as comedies.
I would say it's like a dark comedy because
Yeah.
there are things that people are gonna be like, "That's not funny." It's like, yeah, you're right. It's not fucking funny. Like the moment where it's like she's kind of getting raped and the guy walks in and is like, "Do your thing, man," and leaves. Yeah, that's not fucking funny. That's
Yeah.
social commentary.
Yeah.
Open your eyes, bitches. But the rest of it, I mean, she's funny. Just her performance, like
I
when
liked
she does
her.
things. Yeah.
I really liked her.
She's
so,
kind of an asshole.
So who was she? I think her name Jessica Wraith. I think her name is.
Probably.
And let me see. I think her name is Jessica Wraith. So I haven't seen her in too much stuff. Yeah, Jessica Roth. Excuse me, Rothe. So I haven't seen her in much stuff, but she's been in some stuff. So she's not a
looks very
newbie.
familiar.
However, as a lead actress, I dig her.
Yeah.
I liked her.
I thought she did a great job.
A friend of mine didn't like her.
wow.
And I don't know if it was because of the character or just her acting, but he didn't like her. For me, I just thought, even when she was a dick,
Yeah.
I sort of was feeling her being a dick. Her homegirl. Who was the girl? I forget her name.
Danielle.
Danielle, okay. So she was
She
a woman
was such a
who was a dick to be a dick. The director was like, "You're not to be likable, and I need you to be the most vicious bitch ever." And she was. Jessica's okay. So tell everybody what the character's name is.
Fucking Tree. So that was my biggest issue with it.
He
Like Tree.
would not shut up
Who
about Tree.
Names your child Tree.
I think it's
That's
actually
like
kind of
that's
cool.
a step up from Clear Rivers.
I know, Clear.
Clear.
No, I actually thought Tree.
My name is Clear.
Tree is very random. I
It's
will
so
say that
random.
it is so
Tree.
random, but I dig it. I dig it.
Whatever.
So, anyways,
That was just the only thing.
so
like,
Tree was the kind of bitch that you just want to love. I don't know what it was, but it's a skill that I thought Jessica brought to the table. Because eventually we are supposed to like her.
yeah.
But I thought she was cool.
Well, and she has a story.
Yes.
You know,
She
I mean, who knows
does.
what Danielle's story was? She was a jerk, but Jessica, or not Jessica, yeah, Tree, she's been through some things.
Yes.
You find that out through the story. So, you know, it's kind of like a life lesson. You never know what someone's going through.
Yeah.
They might be a Danielle, or they might be a Tree.
Did you guess how she was, like, the killer was going to kill, like, the roommate, how she was going to kill her? Did you guess the poison?
No,
Wasn't that
was
crazy?
Great.
Wasn't that
I
great?
knew it was her,
And
but
it was
I didn't.
all over
I didn't
the
even think
place.
about that.
Yeah.
Like how she was like, oh, it's like I can't get her this way, so now I just gotta fucking kill the bitch.
That
And
was pretty
it was
creative.
brilliant, like the whole like, oh, this guy is here in the hospital, and I knew it was like she worked in the hospital, so I knew she was linked to that. But then it was like, oh, the guy's the
So
scapegoat.
eventually,
So good.
towards the middle, I thought that they were working together. I thought that I thought that the killer was the secret man that she was dating. Because they were like, oh, she's dating some mystery man and blah, 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 blah.
Oh,
And
yeah, I
she's always
remember
at the
them
hospital.
saying that.
So I thought that he was the secret man and they were working together.
Hmm.
But when he like revealed himself, I was like, this feels icky. I don't like it. It doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. It's
I
not
was
right.
like, this is definitely not.
It was really great watching you watch this movie because you were just playing out so many different emotions that I was having. And I was just like, you're picking up on the same vibes. I mean, this is what happens when you watch
Mm-hmm.
a lot of horror movies. You just kind of know better.
I mean, I had already settled on the roommate. I had already
Yeah.
settled on her.
But
Lori
you just
was
didn't know
it.
how. And it was just like,
I
that
mean,
was some tricky shit.
Yeah, there was some stuff where I was like,
When
fuck
she
is this
woke
bitch here?
up after the perfect day, which I thought was a brilliant twist.
so sad.
Yeah.
She just did everything right.
So here's the thing. I'm going to bring up a couple of stuff. So when I saw the movie, it was at a Q&A.
Mm-hmm.
We met with the director, the guy who was hosting the thing, asked him some questions, stuff like that. And at first, like, the director wanted this movie to be a hardcore rated R. Like, he had so many gory ideas for the deaths and everything like that. If you notice, there was barely, if any, blood at all.
Yeah,
Because this
not
is
very much.
PG-13. Anytime, like, a knife or something would go into her body, they never showed it. And she would always, like, wake up right when it happens, right? So it was just their best way to keep it PG-13. Also, alternate ending. I don't know if it was supposed to be a substitute ending or an ending after the credits. He mentioned that I think after all said and done, she woke up and it was the next day. And then something happened. I think she went to the hospital. I can't remember what happened, but she ended up somewhere where the wife took revenge and killed her. So she survived the whole repeated day. She got to the next day, and her comeuppance came up. Like the wife got her. Because she was, sleeping with her teacher who was married. So, like, people didn't like the fact that she went through this whole ordeal. She grew up, and she evolved, and then they just took her ass out. That was the original ending.
No, that would have been a terrible, terrible idea.
Well, I guess that explains why.
And I mean, she had already made amends, even though she didn't get to finish out on that note. She made amends. She broke it off with him. She said, fix shit with your wife or break it off with her, but I'm done.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would have been a waste.
Yeah. Quickly, do you remember your favorite death? Because she died about 9 times.
God.
Do you have a favorite?
I mean, probably my favorite is the cupcake.
Okay.
Even though it's because I mean it's like I knew that she had to die again. I knew she had to die again. I just knew that he was not the one responsible for everything, but it was just so unexpected. I didn't know that it was going to happen again. I didn't necessarily know it was going to be the same day repeated either.
Yeah.
I just thought, she didn't die, so it was done. But it was like, oh, when she woke up, I was surprised. I was very surprised.
Well, in movie fashion, that's what happens. You evolve, you go through your perfect day, and then that's it. Here's the other thing before we move on. This is what the director brought up that I thought was really cool. In the same essence, excuse me.
Wow.
In the same essence as Groundhog Day, you get no explanation whatsoever as to why she has the ability to repeat the day. It's just something that's unnecessary. It doesn't need to be explained. You just kind of accept the world that we live in, and she got to do it. And I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it, and it was different because she said, every time I come back, I get a little weaker.
Yeah.
So eventually she wasn't going to come back.
But that's the thing. They actually made rules of her coming back, but yet they still didn't explain what happened.
So that was good.
I thought that was awesome. And then if you ever get a chance to watch it again, every time she repeats the day and she goes through the courtyard, it's filmed differently. Whether it's a different filter, a different camera angle, anything like that.
How many times have you seen this?
I know. Well, this is my third time.
Okay.
Yeah. Every time it's filmed differently. I wouldn't have noticed that, but the director brought it up. So
Nice.
I was very impressed by that. And it was really interesting to hear his process on how getting the movie made and everything like that. So, I'm really proud of him. By the way, his name is Christopher Landon.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, Christopher Landon. He's gorgeous.
He's cute.
He's very cute. And I'm pretty he started out as a writer. He wrote a ton of shit. And then this is his first directorial.
The Paranormals, the first few anyway.
Yeah, the Paranormal Activities.
The good ones.
Yeah. And he had fun. I think he had a lot of fun making this movie, just hearing him talk about it. And I hope to see more.
It was fun.
Yeah.
My one gripe. And
Go
I will
on,
say-
yes, you did have something.
Okay, two things. It could have been the Westfield Wolves, not the Bayfield Babies. I mean, the mask did not bother me in itself because, it reminded me of Valentine, that
Yes,
mask.
yes.
It's fine. That wasn't what bothered me. It's just no self-respecting school is going to have this as a motherfucking mascot. Do not try to play me with that, okay?
Bayfield Babies.
Stupid.
I don't have an argument, nor whatever, but
They wouldn't do it.
he would not let it go. I was
Bayfield Babies.
he was not liking this mascot
Can't help
whatsoever.
it. So bad.
We'll have to do a
Wolves
poll
would have
on
been
this
great.
and see if people like it.
Whatever.
I thought the mask was creepy enough, but yes, first school, it is a little odd.
That's when I was fine watching the trailer, but then I was like, oh, that's the school's mascot? Get the fuck out of here. My other thing, Lori, her roommate's motive for wanting to kill her. Jesus. So sad.
I chalk it up to horror comedy for the reasoning.
But it was
people-
just so. I mean, and
My
granted,
audience-
it was like, where the fuck did that come from?
My audience got a real big kick out of that. We just laughed so hard when she said it. Just because you're a dumb bitch too.
Well,
That's just enough.
But it was like, Greg, you want to kill me over a guy? And it's like, really? That's it?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean-
if you really think about it, it's heavy jealousy. It's just heavy. I mean, anybody who has a reason to kill anybody in general has some shit going on. So it wasn't just that. She already had issues before she lived with her roommate. So, anyways. How long was that? We talked a lot on that
I mean, I don't know. But you know what? Also, it's kind of sad because the day where she did everything perfectly,
Ooh, wow.
she probably didn't even try to kill her ass that day.
No.
Because she went and apologized and was like, I'm so sorry, I've been a shitty roommate. And she was probably like, you know what? I'm not going to try to give her this cupcake. Granted, I mean, she went to the hospital. And
You kind of wonder where she kind of
So
disappeared,
she was probably-
and then
but
she
it was like it was
decided to
too
eat the
late.
cupcake. Yeah, I know that was
everything was
kind
set in
of
motion.
so funny. All right, well, look, we were already 15 minutes into this, and we have a shit ton to talk about.
So, this has been going on for a while. But I just found out about this. There are witches that curse Trump every week.
That
They are
curse him.
witches. They are POC witches. And they curse him every week.
Trump has not had them arrested yet.
I mean, what the fuck? For what?
Well, clearly he could pull up any law or whatever out of his brain, and
What brain? What?
that's funny.
This is really
Well,
random.
look,
Like,
until
I
he
just
gets
heard about this.
impeached, those witches ain't shit. Sorry. Maybe. But until he gets impeached, there's 3 of them. I'm sure they have enough power to get his ass
There's
impeached.
more than 3.
Oh, impeach his ass! What are y'all praying every week? He has not been impeached yet. Get rid of him. That's funny.
I totally did it. I didn't push the button.
The echo. You're hilarious.
I don't know what that's gonna do.
You're fucking hilarious.
I'd like to apologize for my behavior. I knew it would happen, but
You are hilarious.
I do what I can.
The Fool at it again to his shenanigans.
Did you hear about Dustin from Stranger Things?
Well, remind me which one Dustin is.
He's the one with
Is he the older
teeth.
brother?
No, he's one of the boys.
Oh, Dustin. Yes,
Dustin.
I'm sorry. Yes, go ahead. No, I
Yeah.
did not hear about him. What happened?
So I don't. It's crinal. Oh, what is it called? So it's a real thing. Like in the first season, he didn't have his teeth.
Yes.
It's a real thing. He has it. It's not like him pretending. So he has started a foundation to help people with the same thing, you know, to like get teeth, because your teeth just don't come in. You have like baby teeth for a long time. Your teeth just don't come in. So he started helping people get their teeth.
That is awesome.
That's
I knew
really
he
nice.
was brilliant. I just knew he was perfect. The man can do pretty much anything. Like, good for him.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
he's nice.
Yeah. You wonder how much these child actors get paid, and like they're already using it for good.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's actually hilarious. Like, these kids could be spending it on Xboxes and fucking cars for when they do turn 16, and they're being philanthropists. Like, yay. Good for them. I love it.
Yes.
Good. Awesome news. I love it.
Yeah. Nice
Huh?
little sunshine.
Yeah.
Before I forget, because I probably will. Happy birthday, Jamie Lee Curtis, the
J
queen.
to the M to the C. I love it, and she still looks so good. I know, honest. I just think she looks really good. I
It's
love
really
that woman.
Crazy how obsessed people are with her body. You know, I mean, in the 80s, she was always in something scantily clad, and I didn't know. I you know, I remember seeing her in True Lies, and that was a big deal. But even before that, she was always running around like there was something. Like in Prom Night, she's peeking through doors, and she's like, her bra is out, and it's like, oh my god.
Well,
were, like,
non-horror.
obsessed.
You know, she even went topless
Yeah,
and did Trading Places, and then the Mother's Boys that I mentioned, she was naked in that too. But she was banging. Like,
yeah.
she was lethal in that movie too. She's a sexy woman. I dig her. And, you know, happy birthday to you. I pray you are not hitting that age where you're just like, I don't like my birthday. I'm old. Like, no, woman, you look good. You look great. And you still got enough action in you to do another Halloween movie. I mean, like,
The last one.
people at your age would be over it. And you are still embracing it. Her and Sigourney Weaver are like pimps. Like, they are so cool to just embrace why people love them so much, and they actually enjoy their work. From my understanding, they still enjoy their work. I love it. You got Sigourney doing Cabin in the Woods and Defenders, and then you got Jamie Lee coming back to do this movie for no reason.
Really, no
She is
reason.
not a non-busy woman. She's not lazy. She's got shit going on, and she's like, I will still kick it with Michael. I love it. I just love it. And so what do you think about that whole thing anyway? We've read a lot of news about it. They are continuously bringing up news about, like, we're not going to worry about any movie past part 2, but now they've decided they're going to ignore how the first one ended. Did you read about that?
No.
Yeah, so they are actually changing how the first one ended. We don't know how it ended, but it's not going to be home dude shooting him 6 times and him falling out of a roof and her being like, this is the boogeyman. Apparently, it's going to end a little different, and it's going to start from there. So,
have you ever had someone text you and say, never mind, just ignore those last texts I sent you? I saw the text.
It's still embedded in your head.
I saw them. So now I want to ask you, what do you want? I'm responding to that question you just asked me. I mean, you can't just do that. So I know how the first one ends. I've seen all of them. They're not all great. I'm willing to ignore 1 or 2. But it's like, not in chronological. I'm just saying I'm willing to ignore a couple of them, whatever they may be. But you're asking for a lot here, okay? I'm glad that this is the last one. We've had this promise made to us before. But if it's the last one, great. Go out with a bang, be done. I want this to be it.
Yeah.
I don't want them to do this anymore. I know that Danielle Harris is fucking pissed.
Yes, that was going to be one of the things that I was going to bring up. So yeah, Danielle Harris, who was the supposed daughter of Jamie Lee Curtis in part 4 and 5, and then her character carried on till 6. But Danielle Harris was her daughter and kind of like revisited the whole origin where she actually ended up killing her sister in her movies. But this is where her sort of horror career kind of started.
Wait,
you
what?
rolled your eyes.
She didn't kill her.
I thought she killed her.
No.
Who did she kill?
No, Michael killed. She didn't kill anyone.
Who did she stab?
In part 4, she stabbed her adopted mother. She didn't kill her. No.
Oh,
it was just at the end she like put on the mask. And did the thing.
She wore the costume and everything because it was just like destined or whatever. Okay,
yeah, but no, she didn't kill her. And then Michael killed her sister, her adopted sister.
Gotcha.
In the 5th movie.
So supposedly Danielle Harris heard the news that
Judy Greer
was going to play Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter in this upcoming movie, and she's like, I'm kind of family when it comes to this movie. Why wasn't I picked to be the daughter? She was even in the remakes. She is part of the family. This is her, she's a part of it. And she's like, why am I not being picked? Now, I love Danielle Harris. I think she's a great horror icon. I don't even know if they even contacted her to even see if she was interested.
I doubt it.
Maybe it was too meta to bring her in. I don't know, but do you think she has a right to be pissed?
I don't know. Honestly, she was upset when they didn't keep her for part 6, but I think she was probably still too young. I don't know. I really don't know. But then she did play a totally different character in the remakes. So that being said, though, it doesn't matter because they're going to ignore all of them.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. She's someone who's very passionate about these movies. She has always been faithful to the horror genre. She loves it. So, I'm not sure why they didn't give her a call. At least to be like, hey, what do you think? Like, maybe we can at least talk and see if this meshes.
I have nothing against Judy Greer.
No.
I mean, Danielle Harris is Danielle Harris. I would have preferred to kind of see her, but it's neither here nor there. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It would have been great if she was in it. If not, I'm not going to cry about it. She has a right to be a little angry. Is she obligated to be in the movie? No, not at all. Not at all. But, I mean, I get it. And Danielle Harris, she'll still be doing things. And I love you either way. I am very excited for this movie, though. I do want to see it. And H2O is one of my favorites, and I managed to forget all the shit that happened up till then and agreed with the movie. So I have a feeling that they can pull it off again. I'm just at this point very confused what they plan to do. So we'll just see what happens.
This is the only series that has ever asked this of audiences, not once but twice. Twice. No other series has done this. It's like, oh, yeah, all this shit happened. You know? You can kind of say, oh, well, with New Nightmare, they sort of took a new direction at the end, but
yeah,
so much.
Okay, so some of the things that I want to bring up from our past episodes. I think this was either episode 2 or 3. We brought up the movie Descendants. Oh my God. I need to slow down on this drinking. Okay.
Descendants 2?
I know, right? No, The Descent. You mumbled about Juno and how you were super pissed. So here is your chance to explain what you were talking about back then.
Well, when I saw this movie back in 2006, yes, it was the summer of 2006, I was actually here doing my little internship, and I went with my aunt, and she does not remember taking me to this movie, but that's neither here nor there. So we saw the movie, and we're like, oh, this is cool. It's like a cast with all women. You know, that doesn't happen very often. Usually the majority of the cast is men, and they're killed really fast, and then the women are chased around, and then we're left with the last woman standing.
And wasn't the production company like Path or something, Path or whatever? It's this production company that's usually known to have like lesbian stories. So I expected a lot of lesbian love in this movie, but either way, it was very woman predominant. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that as well.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe there was some lesbian. No, they were sisters. They weren't lesbian.
Yeah.
They just, were really hugged up in that last moment. Sucks. But yeah, so listen. Maybe Juno was, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, get your fucking life together, and I don't care. Maybe Juno was sleeping with Homegirl's husband. And, I guess somebody was distracted when they were driving because they were feeling guilty about sleeping with Juno. I really don't remember. So then they all died except, what was her name? Sarah?
Mm-hmm.
Basic ass name.
Stop.
You're in a cave and you are fighting for your lives. And you're going to sneak up on somebody when they're killing creatures. And you're not going to expect to get a sharp object to the throat? We're going to do a bitch really right now. Bitch really, don't sneak up on me when I'm in the zone killing monsters. And the rest of you bitches scattered. The rest of you bitches left. Ran off like some pussies.
That is so funny. Okay.
Fuck them, okay? And then... I can't believe she was still alive. And then Sarah finds her, and she had ripped off a necklace off of Juno, and she's like, look, it's from your dead husband. She was sleeping with all the time. She doesn't say all of this, but it's like, this is what is inferred from her taking the necklace. Bitch, this is your last moment. You're petty. And then what happens? It's left to Juno and Sarah at the end. Sarah decides to hit Juno in the knee, leave her handicapped, and she has to stay there to fight for her life. And I mean, she probably died. I didn't see the sequel.
She didn't.
Didn't waste my time.
She was in the second one.
Oh, she lived.
She lived. Well, so here's the thing. The movie takes place literal moments
That's what
after
I thought.
the first one.
I remember hearing that.
So, like, the woman gets out. She goes to the hospital for maybe, 5 minutes, and that bitch is back in the cave. So, do you want to know?
Why does she go back in the cave?
Here's the thing. So, basically, she comes out. She tells her story. Some shit's going down. I think the police believes that the women are still alive, or they have some reason to go back in to see if there's anybody left.
I mean, they should definitely go in there and be like, some shit went down.
I don't know the very specifics, but I mean, I don't think that this sort of legend of these disappearing acts in that area is happening. So the police have reason to investigate this time. And they're like, who better to do it than the person who's actually been in there? So they make her go back inside to kind of guide them through all of the caves. It's
convoluted.
Ridiculous. But they do run into Juno, and she actually survived that whole, like...
Does she kill them all? That's what... So it would just piss me off that it was like, this is what it comes to. We have a cast of women, and it's like, oh... This is what we're going to put the story around. Someone cheated, and I'm going to be petty at the last moment.
Okay.
I couldn't believe that that's what they tried to boil it down to.
Well, a lot of people definitely followed suit on the whole premise of the movie. She was supposed to be a hated character. I mean...
I didn't hate her.
Well, here's the thing. She was actually going to be one of my bitch reallys in the future because... I don't agree with the fact that she wanted to take these group of women and secretly lead them down a cave that was not pathed.
Okay.
That is fucked.
Not
That's
smart.
fucked. That is really fucked.
Then they all fucking panicked. They were all useless.
No, trust me. If you read what I wrote in my notes, it says descent, bitch really, all of those bitches crying their fucking eyes out. I had a problem with all of them to begin with, but the thing is that you don't, I just wanted to plot it together. Bitch, that is your mission. That is your dream. That is nobody else's but yours. I thought that was so fucked. And yeah, she didn't really research the area. Doesn't mean you were going to find creatures living there if you didn't. I mean, that's just a huge coincidence. But my thing is that you just don't go there. Nobody knows where you are. It's not like you can easily just be like, oh, we're in danger, call for help. You don't take risks like that. Like, you're already, like, what's the splunking or whatever? You're already doing something so dangerous as it is. Like, that's fucked. So, yeah, she was presented as a very hateful character. And, you know, in our society, you don't sleep with married men. And having her kill somebody, even on accident, is fucked in itself.
I just think that's unfortunate because... This was an opportunity. You know, you have all women, and it's like, oh, we boil it down to, well, it's about a man.
Okay.
It's about a man.
Well, I won't spoil the second one for you, but they sort of follow suit to her being an evil bitch. I will just leave it at that.
I mean, at that point, it's like, you left me to fucking die. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be an evil bitch now.
Well, you'll see how I mean, I don't know if you'll ever watch
Probably
it. Probably
not.
I'll tell you what goes on afterwards, after we record.
Okay,
I had a little inkling that's what you were going to say, but I was just curious what you thought, because you're the only one that likes Juno. So I was like, it could be anything. So, okay, cool. Understandable. I get it. So here's the other thing that I would like to bring up. This was brought up on our Get Out episode. It was during our intro to Gennaro and what he likes in horror movies. And he brought up, you brought up The Ruins.
Oh, yeah, because he forgot.
Yeah. And then I was like, no, fuck that shit. The Ruins gets a pass, but The Happening doesn't. And you were like, oh, I actually like The Happening.
I did.
Okay, so here's the thing. So here's the thing, people. You've got two people who actually like The Happening, an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Go screw yourselves. It's actually cool. It wasn't his best. It may have been the worst out of his series, but I did not totally hate it like most of the universe.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I've said it before, because everyone expects this twist.
Yeah.
And they expect it to be more of a horror thriller thing.
Happening was probably movie number 6, and you still don't understand how this man does movies. Like, what you saw was expected. If you didn't like the movie, you didn't like the movie. But don't blame it on the fact that you expected Sixth Sense. It's the 6th movie. Like, all of that shit should have been out of your brain. At the Village, you guys should have known better. Like, it is on you.
Do we have Lady in the Water already?
Yes, yeah. Lady in the Water was already happening.
I mean, it's not a horror movie. It's a fantasy, and it's,
He is a storyteller. I'm not gonna get too much into this because we're doing an episode. I don't care what you say. I want an episode of this. You roll your eyes.
Oh, okay.
I want an episode of this. I think it'll be cool to go
Fine,
into
Rob.
shit.
I didn't say shit, but you always like on the attack. You always act as if I hate M. Night Shyamalan.
Your eyes, though.
Because you always act as if I hate him, and I never said anything in that direction at
Your
all.
eyes, though. It was
Because
just
I'm
funny.
rolling my eyes because you automatically assumed that I hate him. I don't know who you have been dealing with up till now.
Oh, I deal with a lot of M. Night haters.
I'm not them, okay? I
Okay.
didn't say anything, so you were making these assumptions about me.
So that is the beauty of our show. Like I said in the first episode, we are different than most of them horror folks out there. And so here's the thing. What did you like about Happening? What was it that was appealing or...
No, it was kind of simple. I didn't know much about the movie before I saw it, but then one of my coworkers told me that, oh yeah, the trees are killing people, and I was like, oh. She said, no, that's not a big spoiler. You know right
well,
away.
they tell you eventually, but I had no idea it had anything to do with, because the commercial
was
just saw
fine.
people committing suicide.
Yeah, I didn't
was
know
like,
what it
the
was.
hell?
So
somebody spoiled the
without
ending
that,
for me too.
it would have been a little better, but she said no, it's more about like these people trying to survive, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So yeah, it was different, and I liked it because it was the trees, it was the plants, it was the planet fighting back against a parasite.
Thank you.
I mean, and it's something that's happened in the history of our world before. The planet eventually has to fight back because it's like, you're fucking me up and I got to get rid of you. And it's a subtle thing where it's like, I mean, how it would happen. I mean, where it's like in these big populated areas, and then it's like, oh, it's sort of like it can't get you if you're spread out. It was creative. It's something that had never been done before. And like there was the moment where somebody was talking to their daughter on the phone, and she said, whatever she says, I smell calculus or something. And I was like, what did she say? And then you hear the glass shatter. She jumps out the window. It was very strange just how people like suddenly lost control of all of their functions.
Love it.
I don't know.
Love it.
It was, like we were just talking about last week, people being infected with something and they can't control themselves anymore. This is a very different take on that, but they could no longer control themselves. They only had like kill themselves. They weren't even trying to kill other people.
No.
They were just trying to kill. They had to kill themselves in like masses, and it was sort of shocking watching people just throw themselves out the building and then pick up a gun and shoot themselves, pick up the gun, shoot themselves. And it's like, oh my God.
People can really find all of this to be super ridiculous. And at this point, you probably lost all respect for M. Night anyway. But I mean, come on. When have they ever done anything like this before?
Yeah.
And just from the trailer alone, didn't say shit about it. Like they were
and
really good about keeping that under wraps. Now, like I said, this isn't his best film, but I don't think it was that bad. That's the thing. Like, I love the idea. Here's what ruined the movie is the fucking stars. Like, they couldn't act for shit in this film. I don't know if M. Night requested that type of tone and response, and the acting was horrible. I just couldn't get with it. But I like the idea. I'm not like torn about the whole plant twist. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really do. And yeah, so I wanted to, because I told you I was going to come back to you on that, because I do like The Happening in a certain way, and nobody else has really said anything positive about it. So that's why I wanted to get your opinion.
I think going back to the trailer, and I remember it now, maybe it was so cryptic that people were just expecting something so huge.
I can understand that.
Because we had no idea what to expect.
But you should know better. You should know better. I mean, I'm not to say that you should know better is going to be something subtle or stupid or whatever, but you should know better. The man's a storyteller. It's just like, no, you're going to hear something you've never heard before, and it'll probably hate it or love it. That's basically who M. Night is. Deal with it. So, yeah. Okay, cool. Next thing that I had, This is I mean, we've talked about this movie a couple of times, but like, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've actually read in a couple of posts, tweets, articles that Jennifer Love Hewitt, Julie James, was the lead of the movie. However, people always saw Sarah Michelle Gellar as the final girl. That the movie focused more on her. She had more shit going on. She had more shit done to her. And that she should have been the lead. Thoughts?
I don't think it focused more on her. I definitely think that more things happened to her, but I don't think there was more of a focus on her. I think that the central focus was Julie trying to figure out who was stalking all of them. So, I mean, there was a lot of that detective work going on, but I guess I can see where the argument is. But, yeah. I mean, it was always about Julie.
Well, I mean, screen time wise, she did get most of the screen time. I mean, yeah, she is the lead girl. I mean, we can't question that.
They both had, like, about the same amount of screen time. It's just, it was like she was always on screen trying to figure shit out.
So some of the stuff that I read was the fact that her and her boyfriend were more interesting than Freddie Prinze and and they obviously had more story to tell. They had more excitement. They had more emotion, yada, yada, yada. Then, with the cutting of the hair and, her losing her sister and, just her whole, like, chasing. It just seemed like it was not necessarily all about her, but it just would have made more of a better movie if she was the final girl. We were rooting for her more than, I guess, Julie James. And
well, yeah, I mean, Julie didn't have like a chase until the end.
Yeah,
because he was just fucking with them up until a certain point, until he was actually coming for all of them.
Yeah,
but that's sort of what makes it so devastating about being the best friend. We know who the best friend is, and we want them to live so badly. We really do, because she fought so hard.
She did.
And especially in this movie, we've talked about it. It's like, God, that last minute, it's like, that's how you kill her off?
Yeah.
After all of that, weak. I mean, she did go through a lot. Mm-hmm. We really wanted her to live.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, and they don't die in the book.
Yeah, no, the book is completely different.
I mean, a lot of things do have, like, she does jump out the window in the book.
Yeah.
But she doesn't die.
I really, really wish I could remember who is involved. They are doing this again.
Oh, yeah, they're doing the remake?
Yes, they are rebooting.
Have they cast it?
No, not yet. They are rebooting this movie. You will see more of a closer adaptation to the book.
Okay.
In this one.
Oh, okay.
So I'm very curious to see how this works out. And here's the thing. It may have been so long ago since this movie came out, so it's like, why? You know why? Because this movie still stands the test of time. Aside from Scream, this was it. Like, this was the teen slasher of it all. I don't know. I dig this movie. This movie really was effective when it came out. Mm-hmm. And Scream could never be remade. But if you're going to do a remake of a teen slasher movie, this would be one. And I liked it. There was good red herrings. It was all believable. I didn't guess who it was till the end. And it was obvious as shit.
I mean, he wasn't really around.
I know. But I mean,
he wasn't even a character.
But they made the red herrings very believable. That's the thing. I actually like that. So, I mean, the only thing I didn't like about it was how clean and crisp that trunk was when that body just disappeared out of nowhere. I was like, fuck that bullshit. That shit. Yeah.
Was there a tarp in there? I mean, how much time did you have? I think there was a tarp,
but there had to have been witnesses.
It was
or something.
Middle of the day.
Really weird.
It wasn't like, if it had been like an empty road that she left her car. I don't even know why she left her car there.
So the car broke down.
It broke down?
Yeah.
I thought she stopped it.
No, she stopped,
just stopped it.
Yeah, she was hearing the crab.
She stopped it, and then she just
stopped.
ran off.
She ran, yeah. She didn't want to be near the car, so she just ran. That's what it was.
Bitch.
Bitch, she's a bitch. Okay, so there was that. Another thing that I did read about, somebody on Reddit actually came up with this small theory about the mist. Now, the mist was one of our bitch reallys. We actually got kind of like debatable in this one about how I told you.
I remember. I don't agree with what you said.
Okay. Anyway, so
Stop.
this person on Reddit suggested that the what's her face, what is her? Oh, Marcia Gay Harden.
Mm-hmm.
Her whole theory is that to make this go away is to sacrifice a kid, and they chose, the Punisher's kid to die.
The Punisher's kid.
So his theory is that obviously when he shot everyone in the car, including him, that is the reason why you saw everything end, and that the monsters were gone and everybody was saved, and that the mist went away and it was revealed that the war was over. It's because the kid actually got sacrificed. Thoughts?
No.
Well, I think it's a very interesting theory.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting theory, but
Yeah.
I don't believe in sacrificing people to please the gods or whatever kind of bullshit you want to come up with.
But in this movie,
and that's exactly what would have happened. They would have believed it because they would have put the little boy outside. He would have gotten torn to shreds, and then the army would have rolled up.
They actually played this theory out a little bit in the series too, which was really, really interesting. So The Mist is on Netflix, by the way. So if you're interested, all of it's on
I'm still trying to finish Stranger Things, so I'll get to it.
Yeah, but yeah, do check it out if you get a chance. I actually
I do want to.
I thought it was really interesting for somebody to pick up on that. I mean, it's obvious, it's in our face. I never would have thought twice that maybe it was because the kid actually died, but people have imagination. So I thought that was cool.
That's a very cool thing to come up with, very analytical mind, whoever you are. But they wanted to sacrifice someone every day, if that was the case, because they had just thrown homeboy outside the day before, and she said, "The beast will leave us alone tonight."
Yeah, yeah.
You don't know shit, Marcia Gay Harden. Take your Oscar nomination somewhere else.
Right. Okay, so Nate, why don't you tell us some of the stuff that you've seen lately? You mentioned a couple of movies to me.
I don't really keep good tabs on the things I watched, but I did finally watch The Purge election year. I've never seen any of the films. I didn't have a huge interest in them.
But we brought this up in our July 4th episode, and I encouraged Nate to watch at least election year because it is very commentary, is how he likes his stuff. So,
and my boyfriend actually liked this movie, so he had me watch it. He doesn't like scary movies or violent movies or anything like that, so he had me watch it, and it was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, very reflective of the times, and it kind of freaks me out. But
so you kind of see a little bit where the series is going to kind of maybe
kind of go. I mean, especially the way that it ended. Exactly. Oh my God, that was probably the scariest part. And it's such a kind of a simple ass thing, but you can hear people on the radio rioting because they're so upset that it's been taken away from them.
Yeah. So, again, aside from the series, they are doing an actual prequel movie as well of the very first Purge. And it's just that sort of dynamic of getting used to the idea of doing it. I mean, I can't even imagine having to go through that for the very first time. I mean, how do you remember what number it was for that election year? Like the number Purge? Aren't they in their 30s or something?
I think so, because I'm thinking about the woman who was the candidate.
Yeah,
I think it went back to like the first Purge, or maybe like one of the very first Purges where her family was taken from her, and she was a teenager. So, yeah, I think.
But can you imagine, like, there are probably families who didn't even believe that this was actually going to go through.
Right.
And they didn't prepare themselves. Like, that first one must have been super deadly. God. Maybe even people scared to even take a chance and actually utilize its privileges. Like, I'm really curious about how the first one's going to go.
Well, that's really crazy what you just said about people not thinking, oh, this won't go through.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
This is ridiculous. This will never happen. And that's some shit that's happening now where it's like, that would never happen.
Yeah.
Ha! I'm going to go for a jog.
And then it passes like, oh, yeah. So I'm curious, and hopefully they do it a very good way, because these movies have been getting better with every sequel. So I'm pretty confident right now that it's going to do well. So we'll see. But you did like it, and I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, no, I liked it. I was impressed. I mean, I wasn't, man, I was watching, I was like, oh my God, all of these characters, I'm so concerned for their safety. But they're all going to make it. Mm-hmm. And they fucking just had to kill, what was his name? Joe.
Yeah.
They had to kill him.
I know.
They had to kill him. I was like, God.
What did I say? Can't be a hero. You're gonna die.
And he really could have saved her without like sacrificing himself.
I know.
It was just so ridiculous that they did that. I was like, who wrote this part? So yeah, it was a good movie. And shout out to Betty Gabriel. It was so cool seeing her when she ran over those girls. I was like, oh my God, that was so graphic. But I'm so glad she did it. Those girls were just crazy. And Jesus. That's just how
I know.
That's how,
and that's the other thing too. It's like you wonder if the purge encourages you to get angry even easier. I mean, probably. Like some of the pettiest shit that went down in this movie was reason to kill. It's just this anger just builds up, and now it's justified.
That's how it is, though, where you see like the different groups of people and the segments of society. It's like teenagers are going to just be like, yeah, this is normal, and I'm going to fucking kill you over a candy bar. Or what did you tweet about me? You're dead, bitch. Versus like you see in the church, like everybody in that church was old and white and they had money. And it's like they're doing it to like continue the tradition. They want to make sure that it continues so that they keep all of their shit intact.
Crazy,
it's
right?
Such a disturbing
and keep
movie.
in mind, we have not brought up the gore aspect of this movie not once. And that's the thing about horror movies. Like, you can complain how much a movie grosses you out, and if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. But I'm telling you, horror movies sometimes has a message. It's so surreal sometimes when you can watch a good one that really digs deep into their story and just uses all of this like horror element as a catalyst. It's so good. Election Year was pretty good.
It was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't that gory.
I didn't think so either.
I think it was just when she ran over them.
Yeah, I think
graphic.
It was just more of an emotional kick, like how far these people would go to just really dig into their like deepest fantasies and just carry out some shit. I mean, and she deserved it, man. It was just one of those righteous like joyous, well, not joyous, but just
it was like,
come on, like, yes, like she had to go.
Muerte negras back, bitches. So
was
funny.
there anything else that you watched lately that is worth speaking about?
Thor.
You would.
No, I mean, I thought it was really funny because
No,
we
it was a
just
good
did
movie.
zombies, and I was like, oh, we could have totally talked about Thor. Because here is Hela raising the fucking dead. And she's controlling them.
Yeah.
2 points. And then it made me think about all of like a subgenre in Marvel, they have zombies.
Yeah.
Like Captain America and the Revengers. They're all zombies. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
On it. But no, I haven't seen anything. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, I didn't get a chance to mention this last week with our infected zombie episode, but sort of in that same sort of vein category is Mayhem. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned Mayhem with Steven Yeun, and oh god, I thought I was gonna have her name in my head this time. Weaving, homegirl Samara Weaving, I think her name is. She was the babysitter.
Oh. Okay.
In the movie The Babysitter.
Okay.
So yeah, this movie was brilliant. I thought it was very, very good. So I think the people who were involved with Crank, with Jason Statham was involved. It was a very high octane energy boost. I mean, it was like 3 miles a minute. It just kept going and going and going. It wouldn't stop. And this movie still had the advantage of still keeping focus on the main story and the main character. It wasn't too fast to keep up with or anything like that, and it had story to tell. Yes, everyone was infected, but this infection had to deal with turning off the id, taking away your moral compass, the voices in your head that tells you this is wrong. And then you just give in to any kind of impulse, which could be sexual, murderous, vengeful, whatever you can think of, but all of it came into play. But they still had their righteous mind. They weren't mindless drones killing anything in sight. There was no cannibalism or anything like that. Everyone still operated with their own brain. And so it was still an effective movie. It wasn't a zombie movie or anything like that. And it played like a video game in a way, because Steven Yeun literally got fired from his job, being framed for a legal matter that he had nothing to do with. But the company needed a fall guy, and they chose him. And he put in pretty much his entire life getting to where he is. So he was like, I want to talk to the top executives on the top floor, and I'm not leaving until it happens. So the building gets quarantined because of this infection, and they released a toxin that will clear them up in 8 hours. So all they have to do is just chill for 8 hours. And of course, that obviously doesn't happen. And during this time, he goes up to the top floor with the help of Samara, who's also dealing with her own shit. It's kind of like The Purge, because you're in the influence of this disease, any crime committed is wiped clean. So if you happen to kill somebody under this influence, you don't go to jail for it. So as long as you take care of business within the 8 hours, you're good.
Oh my God.
So that was the time frame. He had 8 hours to get to the top floor, get his revenge before time ran out. And of course, the bosses up top used their privilege and their power, and they were also infected to their advantage. And it was just like floor after floor, boss after boss. It was so crazy. It was literally like a video game. It was so cool. And I've seen Steven Yeun in a couple of movies, and then obviously a series. This was his first leading role, and he was great.
Excellent.
I would love to see him in more. And yeah, he's a wonderful actor. And yeah, and Samara, my God, like, just watching this on top of Babysitter, this bitch is going places. I love her. I love her. She is a very fun person to watch. And I really hope to see her more. You killed this role. She killed it. So I recommend Mayhem, guys. I don't think it's in theaters anymore, but when you get a chance, definitely watch it. So this is just a random question, but I wanted to bring up our video game episode. This is something that I didn't get a chance to ask. Is there a game out there that you know about that would make a good movie adaptation?
I don't know of any.
I know I'm asking you like on the spot. Yeah, no, we've seen a lot of movies getting turned into video games and stuff like that, horror or non-horror, but like, are there games out there that would make a good movie?
What was Omari was talking about the game, you know which one it was, where the girl would take pictures?
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame.
Yes.
So that might be interesting. Even though they just did Polaroid, I mean, whatever that's...
Well, there's also Shutter, which is not the same thing, but it did involve a camera, Shudder. And that was an adaptation from Japanese horror. That was okay. the ending of Shudder. Did you watch Shudder?
Mm-hmm.
The ending terrified me. I don't know why. It was just the fact that this obsessed girl was attached to him for life. And I just found that to be super disturbing.
Well, I mean, he also let his friends rape her.
Yes, I know.
So-
But just like him on, like, because he kept like having these shoulder problems, and the whole time it was her just being, oh my God, just the thought of that. Like, I thought that was so creepy. But no, Fatal Frame is a very good example. Yeah, that's a good one.
But I don't know any others. I'm terrible. I don't play enough video games.
No, it's all good. I would love to see, like, of course, Until Dawn be made into a full-length movie, or some sequel be brought out. I mean, the story alone, just put it on screen, get the same actors if possible. But that story was brilliant, had a good twist. I would love to see that as a movie. I think that Dead Island would be very good too. I mean, it is a repeated premise, but if anyone who played that game, and especially the trailer, which won awards, great story.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great story. And to involve the 4 people who were kind of involved would be kind of brilliant. So those would be my top 2 picks.
I go back way further than that because my video game heyday is so far behind me. But Phantasmagoria was already very cinematic as a game. If you watch it, they're actors who were filmed. You know, it was a very specific time in video games. You just didn't have a lot of that. And Gabriel Knight, the series, they had 3 games. Sins of the Father, Beast Within. I don't remember what the third one was called. It was kind of womp womp. But that first game, so good. The story was just so amazing. And it made me want to travel. I don't travel yet, but it really did. And it takes place in New Orleans. And I think it was just a really great insight into history and a city that's full of history. And I mean, and it does deal with voodoo, but for better or for worse, I think it gives a pretty balanced representation of the actual religion versus it just being the scary thing that that white people have to be afraid of.
Yeah.
And then the second game is about werewolves. You know, I love me some werewolves.
Right.
And it was set in Germany, which I didn't care. I didn't give a damn about Germany before this game. And I was like, I want to go to Germany now. I want to visit these castles. And it was just really a lot of fun. So if they made those into movies, I'd watch them. But there would be no point because the games are basically already
movies in itself, right?
Yeah.
No, I totally get that.
But I would love to play Gabriel Knight. I would love to play Gabriel Knight. He's such a jerk.
So, I have a bitch really, and we'll see how this plays out. I think you know which one I'm going to bring up.
I don't.
Oh, you know? Okay. Okay, so I am going to bring up Scream.
Okay.
Yes. Rose McGowan.
Not Tatum.
As Tatum, yes.
No.
So we've talked about this, and this bitch really has been delayed in my book because of the fact that I know that Nate does not agree with me on this. So I think it's time for us to finally hash it out and just talk about this. So, of course, you know what scene I'm talking about, folks. She gets attacked by Ghostface, and she sees no other reason but to go through the smallest dog door that I have ever seen with the biggest boobs that I have ever seen and thinks she's gonna live. And of course, she dies by a non-gravity garage door. Like, Scary Movie had the right idea. I'm sorry. If some bitch is going through the door, it's gonna tumble down. That's reality. But in this one, she gets her neck snapped and she ends up dying. Apparently, there was no other way for her to survive. I'm calling bitch really on this because garage and attics have more weapons than you can count. She didn't know she was going to die, but I'm sorry. Go out fighting. Do everything that you possibly can. Unless she really believed that she could fit through that door. She could have done more. And she had the advantage. She threw beer bottles at this bitch, and he went down. You had the resources. I just didn't think that was an effective ending for her. Bitch, really.
I'm just saying, what the fuck else was she supposed to do?
I know.
Look, she tried the door. Those bitches locked her out. Stu, her bitch-ass boyfriend, locked her the fuck out, okay? Nobody could hear her because the party was going on. She pushed the button, but, he was coming at her. So, look, I don't know what you do in a panic, okay? And, yes, the reality is we know that she could fit through that fucking door. She can. And we know that the door wouldn't lift her up. So, it's just more of a fun thing. And it's unfortunate that the best friend always has to die.
Yes.
But, she had to go.
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't see the whole garage. I just know that garages usually have some shit going on to where you can protect yourself. Something to defend yourself. And it just sucks that wasn't explored more before it was like, let me go through the dog door. I don't know. I just don't agree with the fact that was her only solution.
She was gonna find. I mean, she's trying to get away. She already whacked his face with the damn refrigerator. She busted some bottles on him, and he's still coming at her. It's like, shit. What do I got to do? I mean, she probably should have tried to tap that button one more time,
something. I don't think she's dumb for it, but I just thought that there was just more she could do instead of just going through a door she couldn't fit through. I mean, okay, correct me if I'm wrong, was there a little bit of a continuity error? Because it seemed like her top half did make it in, and then all of a sudden it was just her arm and her head. I don't know. They kind of adjusted it a little bit to where I was like, now you really...
they kind of adjusted it because the thing is, her head gets crushed.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know how the head gets crushed it's zooming at 50 miles an hour.
It was zooming it just didn't stop.
So it's it shows her head gets crushed on the side, but then she's hanging out and it's I don't know what exactly was supposed to have happened, if her neck was snapped or what, but yeah. It was they were just having some fun. I can't even figure out what was happening anymore 20 years later. But 20 years ago, I definitely fell for it.
I just laughed so much a scary movie
so rude.
Where that door just fell and Ghostface got so scared that everything was just malfunctioning. He just zipped out. He was like, I'm out of here. I was not here.
They used a big girl. That was rude. So
oh
rude.
God, I love it.
I'm just a day player.
Oh God.
Terrible.
So, we just want to mention that we are still doing a Thanksgiving special. So just keep a lookout for that for folks who need something to do for Thanksgiving in case you're not doing the whole dinner thing.
Gobble,
we
gobble.
are here for you. We're going to give you an episode to enjoy and feast over. And yeah, hopefully you tune in. And
you don't have to tune in because we're not a radio show. It's fine.
But yeah, we're still gonna do one, so that will be our next one, and then the week after that, the last episode of November, will be on the horror TV shows that we actually do like. That should be fun. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm really trying to think God, what do I watch anymore?
Oh, there's some fun stuff in the
My
past
list
you
is
can
short.
think about.
Stranger Things. That's it. I haven't been watching anything.
Trust me,
It's
you'll
terrible.
think of some stuff.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you folks for listening to our drunken commentary on random shit.
I'm sober.
I know, it's so bad.
I'll
I'm
do
a little tipsy. I'm not super drunk. I think you would really know. If
I'll
I
do
was drunk.
shots next time, I guess.
Yeah, that's probably. And yeah, they'll probably will be a next time because I had fun.
I had
was
fun.
This was fun.
I'm just sober.
All right. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. This is Bitch I Ain't Scared. Tune in next week.
Bye.
Bye.